Here comes Casper right now. Let's see if we're going live. Don't see us on Facebook yet. Don't see much yet. Let's see. There's a Casper. Come on up, Casper. You can say hi. All right, we're waiting to see where we're going to go live. Let's see. We're not on Facebook yet. We don't know that we're on YouTube. We'll find out. It's technical. Yeah, YouTube is now live. That's good news. There we go. And there's Facebook Live. There's a mountain dog down here. Casper, come on over here. Casper, come here. Come say hi. Come on. Come on over here. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on, Casper. What you doing? You do that for that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up. Come on. Casper, come here. Casper, up. Come on. That a boy. There he is. There he is. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're glad you're here this morning. It's 8:28. We are broadcasting from Westlake Village today. Have different responsibilities down here with grandkids and the like, so we're in a different spot. But we're happy to be with you live at 8:30 for Coffee with Casper. There's the Casper. Mountain's here. Everybody's gathered. Good morning. Welcome from Albuquerque, from North Carolina. Two from North Carolina, different parts. Hey guys, nice to see you. Good morning from Tucson. We are gathering around for Coffee with Casper. Very good. Nice to see you all this morning. We're glad you are here. All these good things happening in the world. Well, good things are happening in the world. I hope you're having the eyes to see. We are releasing that which no longer serves, and we are coming in to a new era. Yay. Okay. Very cool. Good morning from Palm Desert. Good morning. Good morning from beautiful, glamorous Hollywood. We're glad to see you this morning. Good morning from Burbank, California. There we go. Beautiful downtown Burbank. All righty. All right, well, we're almost at 8:30. We don't have a gong, so we're just going to breathe our way in when we go to start here. Hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. And we're just going to spend this 20 minutes together to see what insights we might have and how we might bring a little more light in the world. It is now 8:30. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm the Reverend Dr. Harry Morgan Moses. And I'm glad to be sharing with you this morning. We are gathering a bunch of light workers from all over the world, and we are glad that wherever you are, at whatever time you're seeing this video, that it has some benefit to you. If it does have benefit to you, what we ask you to do is to share it, to tell your friends about it, to go to YouTube, to sign up, to network, to help this idea grow as light workers around the world are using the incredible force that we have to do what we came here to do, to help contribute to the awakening of this world, to reveal a world that works for everyone. Some would call it the new earth or the new humanity, but it's the dawn of an awakening of consciousness, what they sang about many years ago. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, right? We are there, we are the ones ushering it in. We have signed up to do this work, and we are qualified to do this work. Each one of us, no matter how we got here, no matter what our thoughts are about our qualifications, we are definitely qualified to carry the light into the world. In fact, you have a unique gift. Each one of us has been given our unique gifts to bring forth, to contribute to this awakening world that will bring forth a world that works for everybody and reveal the harmony of divinity in such a way that we're not waiting lifetimes and lifetimes to see peace on earth and goodwill toward all humanity. So I want to begin, let's begin by taking a breath together. Big, deep cleansing breath. Let it soak all the way down into every cell of your body. We're going to take another deep breath in. Let's let out the sound "ah" at the end. Allowing your shoulders to relax and your heart to become full. We're just giving ourselves this 20 minutes to focus on how we might bring ourselves to a greater degree of awareness, to a greater degree of peace, to a greater degree of comfort. If you saw the poster that we circulated just yesterday, We're theme that I'm sort of working on this week is doobie doobie do. We are so used to being humans that do. We have forgotten the profound power we have when we are just being. So do, yes we do, and then we be, and then we be, and then we do. And sometimes it's time to just be. We don't really need to assess the world events over and over again. We don't really need to stress out. We don't really need to carry everybody forward. But we do need to vibrate at our center and to know what our center is and to hold on to those values that reflect our center. And meaning each individually, that there is no such thing as these are our collective values. Each one must assume the values that they want to focus on and that they want to remain centered on. Because one of the things that we witness happening in the world, and I'm sure you've seen it both on social media and in the mainstream media, a lot of volatility in the world. Passengers on airplanes reacting, people reacting to other comments, people concerned about the rules and where their rights are within it. And there's a lot of ways to become upset, a lot of ways to become volatile. There's only one way to remain at peace, and that peace comes from within, and that peace requires that we center ourselves in it. Good morning from Boise, our lovely couple from Boise. Good morning from Eureka, California. A good aloha, I have found it from Eureka. Good morning from northern Arizona, and we are glad you are healing and back in the game to be able to watch Coffee with Casper this morning. Yay. And we're going to know that for all of our viewers, that everybody who's going through a big challenge, that challenge is being met by this convergence of light, by the healing energy of the Atman, the Buddha, the self within, this I am that I am. And that energy is coming through us and into our bodies and into our expression in the world. So here's the story I want to tell you. It's a story about Wayne Dyer. Many of you know who Wayne Dyer is, no longer in this dimension, but who he was in this dimension was what they call a self-empowerment teacher. But he was an awakened soul, bringing his message to thousands and thousands of people around the world. And this was in the big flux of his career was in the 80s and 90s. And then he worked all the way until he passed away just a few years ago. But he was, before social media and before navigators and before we all had cell phones and videos in our pockets, the way that this kind of information spread was through gatherings. You would have gatherings of people like Wayne Dyer and Louise Hay and Deepak Chopra. Those were some of the forefront of the leaders in this larger stepping out of any kind of religious denomination and stepping into what we call the self-empowerment movement, or what today we would recognize as those who are light workers contributing to the awakening world. And sometimes when you were a light worker believing in these passions, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, where a new good was coming into humanity, a new awareness was coming forth. We didn't know how to network and how to connect it, and so we found our tribes very often through books like Conversations with God with Neil Donald Walsh, Richard Bach, of course, his incredible contributions with Jonathan Livingston Seagull and the Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. So books and ideas were coming forth that kept growing this awareness in the world. And Wayne was, again, one of the primary leaders in this early evolution of this awareness in the world. And he was on his way before, as we say, before cell phones and before map quests and all of those kind of things. And he was trying to find this particular venue in the hotel where he was scheduled to be the key speaker in the ballroom. And he knew he was getting close because street signs had said hotels somewhere, and there were trees everywhere, and it was very lush. And so he slowed way down to see if he could find the driveway, the entrance to this hotel where he was speaking. And as he slowed down, somebody got behind him in a car and laid their hand on the horn and just, honked and flipped fingers and made gestures, and brought this huge level of tension to Wayne, who was trying to just find his location. I'm slowing down because I'm a little bit lost, right? And so when that horn came and his body got into tense and he saw all that reaction around him, he had a very simple comment that he shared with himself. And the comment that he shared with himself was, "I am not the source of your problem." So the guy behind him was honking like crazy, and he looked up and saw him and saw all the anger, and he reminded himself that he was not the source of the problem, right? Whatever the anxiousness in that soul behind him was, whatever that 5 seconds of slowdown was, that was not the source of his problem. And what we find right now, as so many people are in reaction, they're in reaction because we've been dragged through a big change, right? The COVID thing caused all of us to not be able to fulfill our desires in the way that we were accustomed to filling desires. For example, if you were a coffee house person, coffee houses were closed. You couldn't go have your coffee at the coffee house anymore. If you were a restaurant person, you couldn't go out to restaurants. If you liked to go to the theater, there was no theater. If you liked concerts, there was no concerts. In this country, we had a huge challenge over toilet paper, and people were lining up to find toilet paper, worried that they were going to run out of toilet paper. One fear followed another, and then you couldn't get masks for months, and then mask mandates were happening, and then we didn't know if masks were. So basically, everybody who had their little dance, like me, I like my coffee in the morning, we had to figure out how to make our lives work in a way that was different than before, because the other venues, the other opportunities, the other everything, and it wasn't just in my city or my town or my country, it was in every city and every town and every country. I just got back, as you know, from 5 different countries in Eastern and Western Europe, and everybody has gone through this. There was a big shutdown, even of these beautiful ancient towns. No restaurants, no coffee houses, nowhere to go. Everybody was forced to relinquish an aspect of their ego. I mean, this is how I do things, and this is the only way to do things. When all of a sudden your unique way of doing things was robbed from you, everybody had that loss. And that the question of that loss was, how deep is it going to go? How much am I going to lose? Am I going to lose not only my routines, but am I going to be able to get my supplies? Are my friends going to be okay? Are my relatives going to be okay? How much is this? And then we know some were not. Some of us have lost friends to the actual disease itself, to the virus itself and its effects. So all of us were robbed of this sense of I'm in control of my world. And now that we've been robbed, we are coming into a recovery. And the recovery is a learning at a very deep level and at a mass kind of level, that something that we've known but that we've watched in other people. If for example, if a flood happened in Houston, you would see the images of the flood in Houston, but you would not be part of the cleanup of the mess, of the restructuring of all the things that happened because of the flood in Houston. You watched it, and you may have had compassion, and you may have even sent support in some way, but you were not in it. Now, in this case, it was all over the world, and everybody was in it. And so this sense of I'm losing or I've lost, or it's almost a sense of grief. We're overly sensitive because we've gone through this great loss. And in the process, if we look deeper, we will discover that we have found something we didn't know. that not only are humans resilient, but they are capable of adjusting. And we all had to adjust to the quarantines, to the new rules, to how are we going to get out of this. In every nation, in every country, and in many countries that are not as fortunate as some of the Western countries, they're still catching up. We have a new science is revealing a pill that might help with the virus, that might be way more accessible than vaccines. So we're still globally working our way out of this. And again, many of the fortunate countries in the West and who are well equipped and finally brought their energies together to focus on solution, we are beginning to break free. And in this sense of I've been robbed, or the sense of grief, is happening everywhere. So everybody is a little bit sensitive, a little bit on edge. They're trying to find their new center. And of course, light workers who are involved in a prayerful and mindful practice daily, daily we meditate, and daily we use the power of our affirmative connection through the law of the circle to grow in our awareness, to grow in our good. Good and more good is mine. There's no limit to the good that is mine. Daily we are coming to our own center and bringing forth our capacity to bring forth more light, more compassion, and more understanding in the world. And so here's what the focus of today's lesson is. All of this volatility in the world, you are not the source of the problem. In fact, because you are here in this gathering, and there are other gatherings and other authentic teachers and other ways to do it, but here we know in a very friendly 20 minutes, light workers are gathering to establish themselves. Let me know where you are so I can see where you're viewing from. We're certainly glad to have you all here. Welcome, welcome. We are gathering in a way that we're remembering who we are, and we are supporting each other in remembering who we are, and then we're inviting other people to remember who we are. And so while all of this volatility is going around, again, we come back to our daily practice. Are we centering ourselves in the qualities of the divine that are rightfully ours? Are we selecting those qualities? Because what are called the eternal verities, the varieties of life that remain the same. Love will always be love. Our understanding of love will grow. Beauty will always be beauty, and our understanding of beauty will grow. Harmony will always be harmony, and our understanding of harmony will be love and truth and wisdom and beauty and peace and balance and harmony. And you choose the qualities that you align with. These things will always be there, but we must choose them, and we must identify ourselves with them. I am the place where love and joy and wisdom and peace and harmony and balance and wholeness and healing is happening. I am the place where love and wisdom and peace and poise and balance and harmony and health and happiness is happening. I am that place, and I am coming to the center in that place so that I can be a place of peace and presence. Hi, Casper. I can be a place of peace and presence in the world because I am finding that peace and presence within and around me, allowing it to move through me as I bring a greater sense of peace and harmony into my world, into those who touch the arena of my experience, and into the lives of all humanity and the earth. And as each one of us as light workers uses our personal awareness to bring this greater good forward, that greater good is coming forward. I am not the source of the volatility in the world. I am the source of peace. I am the source of love. I am the source of compassion. I am the source of awakening humanity. And I am the place where it's happening. And as I allow this to happen in me, since the I am that I am is one with the I am that you are, we allow it to happen in the world. I am not the source of your problem. I am the avenue through which love and compassion and peace and understanding and joy and wisdom and grace is moving in the world. How am I so fortunate? Because I'm awake and I am choosing it. So let us do that work, each of us today. Know that we are not the source of the problem. We are the source of the healing. We are the source of moving in the right direction toward lives that are comfortably lived and fulfilled in peace and in joy and in deep love and harmony. Who you are is something magnificent. Spread this message wherever you can. We'll be back next week with Coffee with Casper. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Contact that light. Contact it daily. Contact it moment by moment. Let the breezes touch your face. Let the sunlight awaken you. Let nature fulfill you and be an avenue through which you are carrying this countenance and this presence into the world. The world needs you, and who you are is something magnificent. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Have a great and wonderful week. Until then, bye for now. Casper, you going to come say goodbye? Casper, you want to come say goodbye? Last chance. Come on over. Come on over. Where are you? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. I thought I'd come up here. You thought you can't say goodbye. There we are. You're watching with Coffee with Casper. We'll see you next week.